do so. Okay, David, in a moment, you will see Lisa and your scenario will have begun. Have fun, good luck, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
Oh, hi, David. You said you wanted to speak with me?
Yes, yes, I would like to speak with you. Um, I'd,
Okay.
I'd, I'd like to get a sense of how you think your interactions are going within the meetings that you attend.
How I think the interactions are going. I mean, that's oddly specific. I think the interactions are going fine, I guess. I don't know. Is there
Well,
anything
you
in
know what,
particular that's
yeah, yeah, I think that
hmm.
I think you are a fantastic employee. I love that you're on
Oh,
my team. But I think it's my responsibility when, you know, when I hear about or have heard from others, if there's something that you can improve upon. So that's kind of what I want to discuss today.
oh. So you've heard that I could improve upon the way I speak to other people in meetings.
Yeah, well, I heard in particular from Teo that sometimes the interactions are a little bit difficult.
Oh, no. Yeah, okay, no. You're right. No, this makes more sense now. I get it.
Oh, okay. Well, what have you heard from Teo? How do you experience the interactions that you've had with Teo?
What have I heard from Teo? That's hysterical that you asked that, David, because that's part of the problem. Teo and I, we've never communicated all that well. We continue not communicating well. We have very different communication styles. Usually it's fine. We, get through it just fine. But we had an issue, as a matter of fact, on a recent deliverable. It was supposed to be handled by Teo. It fell within his responsibilities, but when I tried to hand it off, there was no way of getting hold of him. So,
How,
you know,
when
yeah,
you say no way to get a hold of him, you mean that he was just unavailable?
I don't know. I emailed him. I called his phone. Called his. I text messaged him. I would think I would have at least received, the next day or something. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed these messages. I didn't even have that. You know.
Yeah, I don't like that either when people don't respond to my messages.
Mm,
I mean, sometimes it could be for a reason, maybe they were out sick or maybe they're, you know, on vacation or something like that. But generally when people don't respond, I don't
sure.
like it either.
Right, but even so, tell me, right? Tell me afterwards, even if it's, oh yes, I didn't respond to you for a day, 2 days, but acknowledge it at some point.
Do you think that this is just an interaction between you and Teo, or do you think there's something that generally is more of a problem for him in general with others, or what have you seen in this regard?
No, I would say it's pretty set with, with Teo and myself. Like I said, we have very different styles. I'm much more direct than he is. He seems to, every time I need to check in with him about one thing for work, we always have to talk about other stuff. He's gonna ask me about other projects, how things are going with there, gonna show me a picture of his lunch or whatever it might be. Like it just seems like, look, Teo's a really nice guy. He's nice. I don't have anything personally against him. Every single time I check in with someone, I don't need it to be, a half-hour thing.
Right. So you're very focused and you're very direct. You're very uh, goal oriented. It sounds like.
Well, sure. I mean, aren't we going towards a goal? I mean, that's the whole point.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, and so what would you, if you were here, what would you say to him?
Oh, you know, I would probably, it would probably sound a little bit like what I told him at the next meeting that we had.
Oh, what was that you told him?
Well, I made it perfectly clear to him that I didn't appreciate, being taken advantage of like that, and just kind of being left the way I felt, being left to just handle the work for someone else.
Was this in a meeting with other people, or was this just a communication between the two of you?
No, no, it was in the meeting. It was in the meeting.
Uh, uh-huh. And how did he react to that?
Well, I don't think he's gonna do it again.
I see. I see. So it sounds like he's uh, less. It sounds like he's a lot less, um, maybe directive, or less focused on the goal than you. Is that what you feel?
I'm not gonna comment on his focus, because I feel
Right.
like that would, that's a thing that would impact someone's, the way someone's viewed in their workplace, and I'm
Right.
not gonna do that. But I would say, yes, I'm much more of a direct communicator than he is. Uh, but the thing that really bothers me about it is that I don't necessarily see him when he's interacting with some of our male colleagues, and making them go through the same, jumping through the same hoops just to get, a little piece of information. I see those interactions seem to go so much smoother, when I
Uh,
witness them.
uh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Well,
We
I
have
yeah,
to.
I kind of felt so as well.
Yeah. We have to treat each other equally in this, in this environment, in this company. We have to really not bring in any issues that we might have with differences between people. We have to really, work at improving that situation. So
I
so
appreciate you saying that, David. Thank you.
what I think, that I will do is I'm going to bring Teo in for a conversation. I want to talk to him about this as well. And then if we need to, we can have a meeting, the three of us. I don't know whether we'll need to, but I think that's the next thing
He's
that I need to do in this situation.
Well, I just checked. He's here. Do you want me to go get him?
Oh, no, I think it would be best, initially that I have an individual conversation with him. Um,
Okay.
so,
Okay. Interesting.
pause. Let's pause right now.
Hey, David. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks so much for taking part in that conversation. So, do you feel as though you've seen enough, or do you feel ready to move on to a quick reflection portion?
Yes, I do.
Great, great. Well, first and foremost, thanks again for taking part in that conversation with Lisa. Now, I just have a couple of quick guided self-reflection questions to ask. The first one being, what was something that you did in that meeting that you felt went well?
I think I acknowledged, first of all, that I think she's a wonderful employee with great skills, and I wanted her to feel confident that I realize her worth to the company, and that I realize that she's, really a valued employee. So initially I did that, even, that I did bring up that there was, an issue that had of concern, but I wanted her to get a good feeling right away.
Yeah, David, I would absolutely agree with that. I think you noted right at the top of the conversation, she did have a bit of an emotional response to hearing that, hey, there were some things, perhaps some things being said about her, some feedback that she was about to receive. So, like you said, it was sort of making sure to check in with her and say, but listen, let me be clear here. Here's how much I value you. Here's all the worth that you bring to the team here. We just want to, these are things that everyone has things that they can improve upon, and that's what this conversation is about. I thought that that was a very effective tool in that moment, to help calm some of Lisa's concerns. Now, if you had an opportunity to practice this conversation again, what's something that you might try differently next time, if anything?
Yeah, I might handle the beginning a little differently. Uh, perhaps, perhaps, you know, delaying, the conversation about the issue a little bit and really speaking, initially to what I thought of, what I think about her as an employee, that she's a valued employee, putting that first and, before bringing up the issue.
Yeah, I really appreciate the mindfulness and the awareness of that, right? Because like we discussed after the first question, yes, you did come in afterwards and talk about the value that Lisa brings. But like we pointed out, that was you kind of had to jump in and prevent her from becoming even more upset, right? And so I think what you're saying probably would have worked out a little bit better, having leading the conversation with the value that Lisa brings, making sure she understands right from the beginning the wealth, the worth that she brings to the team. All right, David. Well, thank you so very much for your participation and for your thoughtful reflection. This will conclude your demonstration experience. Have a wonderful day.